journey. Okay. Power BI has its own in-house Power BI transform query kind of a window, which helps you in cleaning or manipulating the data. Okay. Then you can visualize obviously with the help of charts, with the help of visuals. At the top of that, Power BI gives you AI visuals, which can interpret those charts and give you a AI insight or a ML insight on top of that. And you can ask question and answers from the Power BI visuals also. Then if I move on to the other part, you can do these same things in Excel and PowerPoints also. So Excel also have these charts feature. As Excel also can help you make dashboards, but those dashboards are not that interactive. In Power BI, you can provide real-time sets, and on top of that, you can give filtering or interacting capabilities onto Power BI dashboards. Similar to PowerPoint slides are static. These are just one time or shareable into a PDF or PPT format, but Power BI can give you an entire application or a drill through kind of facilities to enter into this data set or to understand any data set or visualize any data set bit. So Excel and PowerPoint have their own advantages, but the time interactivity or handling large data sets come into play. Power BI is your go-to tool, or any BI tool is your go-to. Am I clear till now? Any questions? Feel free to raise your hands. Okay, I'll need to go into the chat once. Okay. No. Okay, moving on. When I talk about this BI tools or just Power BI transformation. So there are many BI tools available in the market right now. Say there are Tableau, there is ClickSense, there is Google Data Studio, or n number of tools are available right now. But why Power BI? First of all, this is very easy to use and it is a low code method using tool. In Tableau or in ClickSense, you'll have to write more and more codes to visualize your visuals or to make interactive charts. Power BI is also free to use for desktop version. Other softwares are expensive. Okay. In terms of connectivity, because it's a Microsoft tool, you have a vast connector list to connect with. So you can also connect with SharePoint websites. You can also connect with Microsoft SQL database, or you can connect with any SQL database, Postgres databases they are available. You can also connect with SAP databases. N number of connectors are available in Power BI, which is somewhere limited in other tools. Next one would be the data volume usage. For Power BI, you can handle large data sets, but in tools like ClickSense or Google Data Studio, this feature is limited to some amount of data set. Then obviously it's low code method, but you have to write DAX. So you get a sweet spot where you have some coding and you get a low code method kind of a situation here. Also, I have already mentioned it's a Microsoft tool, so it's very highly trustable. Moving on, there are some dashboard links I'll show you at the end of the presentation, but I'll move on to the module outline right now, what we are going to cover today. Before starting Power BI or before starting anything, we need to understand why we are doing it. So we understood why Power BI is better other than all BI tools. We understood why we are using BI tools to visualize data, to tell a story with your data. We understood that we have a career option open when we are using this tool. But where to apply this tool, when to apply this tool? As I told you in the start of the session, if you are analyzing any data set, so suppose you have this data set, to make sense throughout this data, I'll use Power BI. Okay. To understand this data better, I'll use Power BI. To make a story out of this data, I'll use Power BI. So I'll give you some time. I have already attached this data set in the chat. You guys can download the sample data set and then we can start analyzing it in the Power BI tools. I hope you guys have Power BI in your system installed. If you don't have Power BI in your systems, just go to Microsoft Store, search for Power BI and just download it. Or you can also go to microsoft.powerbi.com and you can download it from the website also. I'll give you 5 minutes. We'll start after that. Okay, guys? Please download this sample dataset from the chat and we can start analyzing the dataset further. I hope everyone is downloading the dataset from the chat. And if you guys don't have Power BI with you, please go to your Microsoft Store, download Power BI from there. Or if you don't have Microsoft Store, please go to Microsoft website and you can download Power BI for free from there. Okay, guys. There are two or three questions that guys have sent me. Uh, Parth is asking me that how Power BI is better than Excel or how effective it is in the industry other than Excel. So, Parth, in Excel, you can also visualize data in the form of charts, in the form of useful pivot tables, but that would not be real time, first of all. And you cannot handle large data sets in Excel. There's a limit of 13 lakh rows. So, in that case, Power BI comes into the place. You can handle large data sets and you can handle real-time data. Also, there are much more variety of visuals available in Power BI, as well as you can give users an application to use in Power BI. Other than Excel, you will have to provide them the entire file which you are working upon. That can be a headache for the clients to work upon. There is one more question. Can you explain the meaning of BI in this Power BI? So BI means business intelligence. There are many BI tools available in the market, as also I have shown you. You can make use of Tableau, you can make use of ClickSense, you can make use of Google Data Studio, or any tool which helps you analyze or visualize data. Even Excel, for that matter, is known as a BI tool. Okay, moving on. I hope everyone has downloaded this sample dataset. Before we move on to the dashboard thing, I'll just like to show you some of the dashboards which I have made. So this is one of those dashboards which we tried in Wonders Stack. So it is right now handling billions of rows of data and giving you a simple insight that this is the number which you want to look upon. Or it is giving you an interactive dashboard. So if you can switch between visuals, add sales impressions, you can do that. Also, it's handling multiple countries data, so you can switch between the countries. Also, you can switch between the brands. That is how Power BI comes into place or comes handy to you guys. So if you can visualize the data as well as slice and dice data at the same time, that is where Power BI is helpful to you. Also, if you can see, there are multiple pages which you can create or multiple slides of an application which you can create. And all of the application will have beautiful visuals, will have understandable or meaningful visuals in that. One more example I'll show you. This is again a dashboard made by me. So this is an entire portfolio of a product available listed on a e-commerce channel, suppose. So this is a product, and you can switch between multiple products, and you can see everything about this product on this dashboard. You can create the filter views like this, which is popping filters, and you can toggle between multiple products also. So if I click on, say, Lakme product, so it will give you a Lakme product overview. I can go to multiple pages using the same visuals, go back to where we were. These kinds of dashboard you can create. So we'll try to make some of these in today's or tomorrow's session. But before we move on to this, we'll need to understand how Power BI's interactions of software works. So I'll just open a blank Power BI report. I hope everyone has downloaded the sample data set. I have opened a blank Power BI report. I'll have to import that sample data set into this Power BI. So, if you guys are ready, we can start making your first dashboard. Okay, I can see there are more charts. Mm, what is data set? Data set is any form of data which you have. Suppose right now you guys have this sample data set. Any data or rows and columns of information is called data set right now. Uh, this Power BI. Power BI, yes, Power BI can handle large data set. The dashboard which I was showing you right now, it has more than 6 billion records in a single table, and it's handling five or six tables like that, and small tables are also. Okay, moving on. So starting with your first dashboard, guys. So please open a blank Power BI report. You can just click on Power BI icon at the bottom, or just open a Power BI installed in your computer, and you can go to a blank Power BI report. In this blank Power BI report, you will have to first import the dataset which I have given you. So just go to get data, okay? And in get data, because I am providing you an Excel dataset, so you'll have to click on Excel workbook and just connect with that Excel workbook which I have provided you. In my case, it's sample dataset. I'll just open the sample dataset, and Power BI will connect with that Excel which is present in your system and load it in the Power BI software. I hope everyone is following up. If there are any questions, please feel free to mention it in the chat. Bhavya, if you have just joined, we are just starting with the first dashboard. I have provided a sample dataset Excel file in the chat. Please download that. And please download Power BI software from your Microsoft Store or the Power BI website. Okay. When you open up this Excel in Power BI, you will get the option of two sheets because I provided you Excel with two sheets. Please import product mapping first, and you can import both the sheets at the same time also. Okay, and just load this data. Don't go to transform, just load this data set. When you click on load, Power BI will load the entire Excel file in Power BI software, or it's downloading the entire Excel in Power BI software. You don't, guys, some of you are asking if I have to log in into Power BI. You don't need to log in into Power BI to use it on the desktop version. You can start with without using or entering any email ID. Just download Power BI and open up a blank report. I have already downloaded the dataset which I have provided you into Power BI. So if you see, I'll get a revenue sheet and product mapping sheet in my data view. I hope everyone is following up. I've just used this get data button. I have imported the Excel workbook. I have located the file, sample data set, opened it in Power BI, and I have just loaded the sample data set. This sample data set contains two files, product mapping and revenue sheet. Okay, I'll move on. Just a basic overview of the screen, what you are looking at. So there would be obviously this main menu bar, but if you look at the left hand side, there are four views. First of all, first one is report view, where you will create all the visualizations which you will be showing to the client or to the end user. The second one is table view. This is very useful for you guys if you are developing a dashboard. If you want to see what data set you have loaded, so you can see over here. So I can see I have loaded product mapping and revenue estimate in my Power BI. So these tables are available here. You can also perform some table or data manipulations here by using the tools above given above. But we'll move on to the next view, which is model view. Model view is where the tables will be present, which you have loaded. For example, product mapping and revenue sheet will always be available. Because I had some other tables already downloaded, so these views are coming up. But for in your case, you will have just these two tables, product mapping and revenue sheet. Why this is called model view? Because now you'll have to model the tables or define some relationship between these tables, which you will be using in Power BI. We'll come on to the relationship part later, but you can see these two tables loaded up here. These two again table loaded up here in form of data sets, and visuals will give you data where these two tables will be loaded. I hope everyone is following up. There are some more questions. Uh, Tanya is asking if I can use Power BI in Mac. I don't think so. Mac doesn't provide support Microsoft softwares right now, so you'll have to use a Windows laptop. Freen is asking, I couldn't get the file. Can you share it again? Anyone from the Spy team, can you share the sample dataset again in the chat, please?
Yeah, sharing. Sure, sir.
Okay. There is one person who is asking that the dataset is keep on loading. Please cancel it and get click on the get data button again. Maybe the file is stuck for you guys. Guys, the sample data set file is again pinged in the chat. You can download it. Whenever you download that file, open up a blank Power BI report. In a blank Power BI report, you just have to click on this get data button. When you click on get data, you will see many connectors are available, but you will have to use the Excel workbook one. Click on this. You will navigate to the file, the sample dataset file which I have provided you, and just download it in the Power BI tool. Okay. Whenever you download this sample dataset into Power BI, you get a pop-up that which sheet you want to import. In our case, we want both the sheets. So click on both the sheets and just click on load button. Don't click on transform data right now. When you click on load, Power BI will automatically load these two sheets and all the data rows in the software, and it will download the entire sheet. How you can view these two sheets? There will be these two sheet mentions over here in the data view. On the right hand side, you will see product mapping and revenue sheet populate. Or you can go to the table view by toggling from the left hand side. There are three views: table, report, and model view. You have to go to table view and just see if these two data are populated here. I hope everyone is following up. Okay. Let's just understand the data set first. Okay. The sheet I have shared with you contains two sheet, revenue and product mapping. Product mapping is just the SQIDs or the channel SQIDs with their brand, title, pricing, category, subcategory, or the relevant information. Basically, it's a mapping of all SQIDs provided to you. You don't have to understand what is an SQID right now. It's just a product ID. These are all products available on e-commerce channels. So, and the second sheet is revenue sheet, which is just showing you these product IDs have sold this much on this particular day. So there are two data sets. One is sales data and one is mapping data for the SKUs which have been sold during the event. Why I am telling you this? Before starting any Power BI project, you just need to know or understand which data set you are going to work upon. Before even opening Power BI, you just understand the data set first. So this data set is sales data, where you have mapping of all the products, and then you have products with their sales on a particular date. Okay. Now we know about the data which we are working upon. Now we can come on to Power BI, and then we have a model view. We can go to the model view. There will be no relationship at the start between these two tables. So I'll just delete these relationships as well. You will just have these two tables in the model view without any relationship. If there is a line or an arrow between these two tables, please delete that for now. There will be two separate entities or product mapping or revenue sheet tables. Okay. Coming back to the report view, how we can create a visual, just populating a visual. So let's start by just creating a line chart. In the visualizations tab on the right hand side, you will have a visualizations tab. If it is not open, just click on visualizations, it will pop up. In the visualization tab, if you see there is a line chart, okay, just click on that line chart on a blank page. The line chart visual will pop up on the report view. Make it larger or extend it and go to revenue sheet. Go to the revenue sheet once, and from revenue sheet, click on revenue and drag it onto the y-axis. Click on revenue and drag it onto the y-axis, and click on crawl date and drag it onto the x-axis. When you do this, you will see this type of chart is being created on Power BI visualization page. I'll repeat once again. I'll just delete this. When you have both the tables or data set imported into the Power BI software, you will get data view and visualizations view on the right hand side. When you click on line chart from the visualizations pane, you will see there is a visual popping up in the Power BI screen. Just enlarge that visual for you guys. And from revenue sheet, just drag and drop crawl date onto the x-axis and drag and drop revenue onto the y-axis. This will give you a chart, or in this case, a dot in front of you. I hope everyone is following up. If you are seeing a dot like this, you just have to go to crawl date, right click on it and click on crawl date instead of date hierarchy. You will see a chart which will flow like this. Is everyone following up? Please feel free to mention your questions in the chat. For Vasif, table in product mapping is not coming up or it's coming blank. Okay. For Vasif, for me also, product mapping table is coming up to be blank. But in this case, if you sort the table or just go to the table view, sort it ascending or descending on anything, you will see there is data present, but there are blank rows which are popping up. So you are seeing the table as blank. You can also verify if the table has data from the bottom left. You will see there are 6 million records or no, 600 something records, 600,000 something records in the product table. I'll go back to the report view. I hope everyone is able to create this kind of a line chart. Okay, Balaji is asking what should be in the x-axis. I'll repeat once again for you guys. Okay. When you come onto the report view, you will see there are no visuals here. To create your first visual, you just have to click on visualizations and then click on line chart. You will see a line chart blank visual will pop up. Please enlarge that visual. Go on to revenue sheet from the data tab. When you click on revenue sheet, you will see all the columns present in the revenue sheet. From these columns, please drag and drop crawl date onto x-axis and drag and drop revenue onto the y-axis. You will see this dot created, or in some of your cases, the line chart will automatically created. If you see this type of a dot, just go on to crawl date, click on this arrow, or just right click on to crawl date. You will see there are two options, crawl date or date hierarchy. Click on crawl date. You don't have to go for date hierarchy right now. Okay. This is how you will create your first visual in Power BI. I hope everyone is following up right now. Okay. If everyone has this line chart, please look onto the screen. There is x-axis scroll date. There is sum of revenue in y-axis. We didn't add sum of revenue. Power BI automatically summed it. If I cross it and add revenue again, I'll just pull revenue from the revenue sheet and drag onto the y-axis. You see the sum of revenue is already automatically created. Okay. Power BI is automatically using it as a sum. Why it is doing that? Because if you see line chart on the x-axis already date is present. So it's showing you on this particular date, this sum of revenue was generated from the data set. So already we have made a meaning of from our sample data set. If you see revenue sheet had dates, revenue sheet had sales. Already, we are just interpreting this data into a meaningful format where we have date and how much sales happened on that date. If you hover over this chart, you will see there is a tooltip being created. This projection which is coming up, it is called tooltip. This tooltip will easily help you to identify each day's sale, which was very difficult to read it in the Excel. I hope the first advantage of Power BI is clear to you guys, and you guys have created your first visual. Okay, Balaji, the doubt is it's showing a dot. If it is showing a dot, for example, it was showing a dot for me also. So in this case, it's showing me a dot. You just have to click on the right arrow and then go to crawl date. Instead of date hierarchy, just select crawl date. Yashit, I have just explained. Go to crawl date. Instead of date hierarchy, just click on crawl date. You don't have to add a tooltip. It will automatically populate for you. So if you hover over the line, you will see there is a tooltip already present. This was for Om Prakash. I hope everyone is following up. Okay, I'll just move on for now. You can also change it to other visuals. So if you click over this line chart, so you see I've clicked over this line chart, and if you can try and experiment with other visuals. So for example, I have the same line chart selected. Just have to select the line chart first and click on bar chart or the stacked column chart, which is the second visualization tab, and click on that. You will see automatically the data remains same, but the visualization have changed right now. So this is already more easier to read. You can see there are many bars populating up for each date which I have provided. And you can already see there is 3 or 4 months of data being populated with the sales. It is much more easy to read again than Excel. And also the tooltip option is available here also. I hope everyone is following up with this thing. What I have done right now, I had this line chart. I selected the line chart first. And after selecting, I have switched the visual. So you can switch between multiple visuals. I can also create an area chart out of this. Okay. I hope this was clear. Okay. This is just a plain visual. What I am not interacting with this visual right now. But the beauty of Power BI is you can add multiple visual onto the same page, which can cross interact. Okay. So, for example, in revenue table only, I have a column called, okay, okay. Suppose I want to create a date slicer or a filter of dates because I don't want to see such huge data or such 3 months of data at the same time. I'll create a slicer now. So in Power BI, you have this visualization and then you have this slicer window or slicer visual. Again, visualizations tab. If you go beyond these charts, you will find a slicer tab or a slicer visual. Click on the slicer visual. This kind of visual will populate. Just make it a little small and put crawl date. Just drag and drop crawl date onto the field section. I'll repeat for you guys what I have done. I have created this line chart. I hope this all of us are on the same page. I have created this line chart. X-axis was crawl date. Y-axis was sum of revenue. Okay. Now deselect all the visuals which we have selected. Deselect them. Go to visualizations. Select slicer. When you select slicer, a blank visual will pop up. From the field section, from the revenue sheet, drag and drop crawl date column into the fields. When you do that, this kind of a slicer will be created. I hope everyone is following up. What this slicer will help me with, now I have two visuals on the same page. Now these two visuals can cross interact. This is the beauty of Power BI. Any two visuals will interact on the page. So if I make the date range smaller, you will see my chart will already change according to the date range. Right now I am just looking at 29th of March till 8th of May. The data has been sorted and it's been short. I can look at 2 or 3 days of data also. So it will give me a better trend or better analysis of the trend. This is how the end user of this dashboard or the end user of this application will use the dashboard. They can slice and dice data according to their need. If they want to look at 2 or 3 months of data, they can just play around with this bar, or they can select the exact date by clicking on the calendar slicers. So if I just want to look at April, I can select end date as 31st of April, 30th of 30th of April, and the first date as 1st of April. Now I'm just looking at day over day data for April month. I hope everyone is able to create this date slicer and the interaction is between these two slices is very pretty clear. You check Mittal as a message. This happens automatically for all possibilities, or can we do it for deliberately? Yes. Okay. A very good doubt, Yojat. So in this case, I wanted it to interact with the chart, but I can disable the interaction between these two charts as well. I'll show you. You have to just select the slicer. So for example, I have selected this slicer. Go to Format tab and Edit Interactions. When you open up Edit Interactions, you can disable or enable the interaction between any two visuals. I'll repeat it again. If you want to disable the interaction between any two visuals on the visualization page, just select the visual which you want to disable the interaction for, go to Format, enable Edit Interaction, and then you will see these two icons which will give you the feasibility to enable or disable the interactions. I hope, Yojak, your doubt is clear. Okay, Sagar has a very interesting doubt. Can Power BI handle large data sets? Yes, Sagar, I already told you that you can handle billions of rows of data. Or can we use numerical or categorical data in Power BI? Yes, you can use numerical and categorical data in Power BI. We'll work with it in today or tomorrow's workshop as well. I provided you the data set. It will have numerical values as well as categorical values. Dipankar want me to repeat? Okay, I'll repeat the entire process, Dipankar, for you. When you have the dataset or the sample dataset sheet loaded into your Power BI, you just have to go to Visualizations tab. First of all, come on to the report view, go to Visualizations, create a line chart. In line chart, just drag and drop crawl date onto x-axis, drag and drop revenue onto the y-axis. For crawl date, don't use date hierarchy for now, just use crawl date, raw crawl date. Okay, just make the chart bigger. Now you want to create a slicer for this chart or a visual which interacts with this chart. So I just deselect with this line chart. And when I deselect, I'll go to the slicer visual from the visualization tab and just drag and drop crawl date from the fields onto the slicer. You will see that you will have a between slicer created where you can slice and dice data in form of date. I hope this quick summary was helpful, Dipankar. Ishan is saying I'm not able to get the visualization tool. If this visualization tab is hidden for you, Ishan, can you please try and pull up this visualization or go to view and just try to search for visualization tab. Okay. Or if you are not able to get the visual on the screen, you just have to click on the visual from the visualization tab. It will automatically pop up. If it is not popping up that way also, just drag and drop the visual. I hope this is clear. Okay, guys, I'll move on now. Uh, okay. So Aishwarya has a doubt that if instead of date filter, I want to use category as a filter to interact with this chart. Aishwarya, very good doubt. I'll just help you create that. Okay. Instead of date slicer, I'll just again go to slicer visual. I import that visual. And then I don't have category in this data set. I have category in product mapping dataset. So there is a category column in product mapping sheet. Just drag and drop that category column and populate it here. You will see there are multiple categories being populated here. But if you select any of these categories, for example, I've selected air cooler or I have selected garments care, the data is not changing. The chart is not changing. Why it is doing that? Because there is no relationship between these two tables. So our next thing is that we will create a relationship between these two tables. Okay. So let's quickly come on to the model view and start with creating your first relationship. So in product mapping table, you will have this column channel SQID. First of all, again, going to the data set. If you remember, in data set, we had these two things. The dataset was for SQID, how much a SQID was sold on a particular date, if you remember the data. And SQID had some category, subcategory. These are the two tables I am working with. But what is the common column? S channel SQID is also present here and channel SQID is also present here. So ideally, there is a relationship between these two tables or a foreign key and a primary key is available in these two tables to attach them or to join them or to make a relationship between these two. So we'll go to quickly model view. Under model view, we'll select the columns which we want to join. So in this case, SQID and channel SQID are the columns which we want to join. I'll just drag channel SQID and drop it onto the SQID column for revenue estimate. Okay, I'll repeat my step. I'll go to model view. Model view में I'll spot these two tables, product mapping and revenue sheet. I'll just drag channel SQID and drop it onto SQID on revenue sheet. When I do this, automatically this new relationship window will pop up. Under this new relationship window, you can select the columns. For example, if I want to join category or country code, but these are not the columns which I want to join. I'll just select the columns which I want to join. So I want to join channel SQID from product mapping table with SQID from revenue sheet table. Okay, just don't play around with these filter right now, cardinality or cross filter interaction, and click on save. Make sure this make relationship active is checked. Make relationship active is checked. Just please make sure that and just save your relationship. When you do this thing, you will see there is a line or a relationship between these two tables. When you hover over this line, you will see the channel SQID and SQID column gets highlighted, which are the columns you have joined. I'll repeat my steps quickly. So go on to the model view, spot the columns which you want to join. For example, channel SQID from product mapping and SQID from revenue sheet. When you do this, a relationship window will pop up where you can again select these two, but in this case it is selected. Make sure this channel or the relationship is active or this is checked and then save this relationship. When you save it, a black dark slotted line is being created between these two tables, which reflects there is a relationship between these two. Now, Aishwarya, if you go onto the report page now, and if you try to filter these categories, the data will change because now there is a relationship between these two tables. What actually is happening when you select air cooler from the product mapping sheet, all the products for air coolers are being actually, if I show you what physically is happening now, if you select air cooler in this category, so all the products which come under air cooler category are being filtered. Suppose these 800 something rows are being filtered, and then these rows are being filtered in the revenue estimate table also as well, or the revenue sheet table as well. And you will see the data for all SKUs which belongs to air cooler category. That is how relationship works. So our relationship reflects joining these two tables on some primary key and foreign key. I hope this model view and relationship concept is clear with you guys. And all of you have created a category slicer for your dataset. I'll just quickly check the questions. I am getting a dot line on the chart. Guys, if anyone is still getting a dot on this chart, please check your x-axis. If you have selected crawl date and it is showing you year, quarter, month, and day, then you are seeing the date hierarchy. You don't want to see the date hierarchy, you want to see the entire crawl date. Any other? We can make relationship between the columns only. Okay, great question, Bhumi. If you try to create a relationship between foreign columns or the columns which are not common, for example, this category column and MRP column are not common in the both the tables. Okay, I'll make this relationship. Power BI will allow you to make this relationship, but it is of no use right now because if I select air cooler or garment care in this chart now, the data will not populate because there is no matching values between these two tables. So Power BI allows you to create a relationship between any two columns, but it is not relevant for you in this case. I hope your doubt is clear. Trupti is saying that it means we have to have the same type of data in two tables to make a relationship. Yes, Trupti, that is how join or how relationship works in these two data sets. Any other doubts? Okay. There is a doubt from a person. They're saying that save option is not enabled in your case. To get this save option, you have to just select these two columns or any two columns. Then your save option will be available. And if you have selected any wrong kind of interaction or cardinality, for example, in my case, I have selected one-to-one cardinality, but this is not available as an option, so save option will get disabled. So make sure you have many-to-many selected in cardinality, and in cross-filter direction, any of these three options would work. Okay. So guys, you have your first visual right now, and you have the first relationship between these two tables right now. I would suggest that you please try to play with these visuals for now, and try to play around the filters or the visuals which we have created for now. We'll continue up with this session starting tomorrow, and we'll try to make this visual pop up or make this visual beautiful. And lastly, we'll try to create a dashboard which sums up this data, which gives you a market share, which gives you a category subcategory understanding from this data set. We'll in tomorrow's session, we'll try to create this type of a dashboard. We'll give you market share between brands. We'll give you trend chart between the brands. We'll give you top subcategories or these type of beautiful visuals we can create. So this is how we'll try to create a dashboard in tomorrow's session. I think we can wrap it up at this much today. Aryan, can you please continue? Or if there are any doubts, I am happy to entertain in the chat.
Guys, today's session was a introduction to Power BI and the tools. Tomorrow we'll create more of such charts. Shivam sir will be there. So if you have any questions, you can ask us and sir will answer.
I hope everyone was able to follow through to the today's session. I'll be very glad if you guys come up with the doubts from today's class in the tomorrow's session, and if you guys try more visualizations from the visualization pane. There are many guys asking, we will get the recording for this session? Yes, you guys will have the recording access to this section.
Yeah, guys, the recording will be updated on our YouTube channel.
Okay, guys, most of the doubt I have taken. Some of you guys are asking if we can do the slicer thing again and the line chart thing again. Guys, please try it on yourself for today.
Yeah.
We'll do this again.
So, hey guys, so I hope you all had a fun and great learning experience with Shivam sir. So, Team Basepire is grateful for your participation. So, we have a special announcement that Basepire is organizing an exclusive industrial training and a mentorship program for you. In this program, you will be getting industrial training from mentors like Shivam sir in 20 plus domains, plus mentors with more than 10 plus years of experience who are working professional in MNCs, and industrial projects training will be provided to you for the skill development which will help you crack high paying internships. Also, this program will provide you networking with mentors and HR firms, interview training, mock interviews, aptitude tests, soft skills sessions, 100% placement assistance for 1 year, access to exclusive webinars for free, and certifications that will help you get shortlisted for your interviews. Okay, so students who are interested in this opportunity, so you can scan the QR code to enroll for the program. Early application will receive a special discount, and also we are providing the application link in the chat, so you can apply on that one as well. And sooner we'll be sharing the attendance form as well. So students, kindly make sure that you are filling the application form as well as the attendance form on both the days, on Saturday and Sunday. Then only you will be getting the certificates. So make sure to fill the attendance form on both Saturday and Sunday.
So guys, the program form has been shared. Make sure you guys fill it. We'll share the attendance form after the interested students have filled this form. So once you guys have filled this form for the mentorship program, just react with thumbs up. After that, we'll start sharing the attendance form for today's session.
Vishal, I'm also getting some chats asking for the YouTube channel link. Can you also provide that in the chat section?
Yeah, sure. The YouTube channel link has been shared in the chat, guys. Make sure you subscribe us. The recording for the session will be uploaded over there. So I hope everyone has formed
So
the.
guys, we will be having a question and answer session tomorrow at the end of the second day of the workshop. So make sure to note down your questions for Shivam sir for tomorrow's workshop. Okay. So we'll be closing the workshop for today in the next 5 minutes. So make sure you're filling all the forms and keep a reminder for yourself that you have to fill out both the forms and on both the days, on Saturday and Sunday, to receive the certificates. If you're filling on the only on one day, then you won't be eligible for the certificate. Make sure you're filling the attendance form on both Saturday and Sunday, and make a note of the questions that you want to ask Shivam, sir, regarding the workshop for tomorrow's second day.
The attendance form has been shared in the chat, guys. You can fill it. So thank you so much, Shivam sir, for today's session. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the final session of the workshop. It was a pleasure having you over here.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you for the entire Vespa team. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Guys, both the forms have been shared in the chat box. You guys can fill it. We'll be closing the session within next 5 to 7 minutes. So those of you who have filled both the forms, the attendance form and the industrial mentorship program form, you guys can leave. For rest of you guys, we are sharing the forms once again. So if you have missed it, please fill it.
Guys, you can also scan the QR code to enroll for the program. It will take you to the application form. You can fill it in that way as well.
The forms have been shared for the one last time. We'll close the session for today at 5:10. It was nice having you all with us in the session. Hope to see you all tomorrow at sharp 4 p.m. The session link would again be shared over the WhatsApp channel and your mail IDs. Guys, to make the workshop more fruitful for you, we suggest that you try some things on your own. The data set has been given to you all, and try a few things on your own and make sure you are ready with your questions for tomorrow's session. We'll have a Q&A at the end of tomorrow's session. So we'll answer each and every query of yours over there. I hope everyone has filled the forms. We are closing within 1 minute. Thank you so much for your time.